Disneyland's summer season is officially ramping up in a big way. And this week we've got major Disneyland Forward era Coco construction progress at DCA, Pixar shorts returning to Tomorrowland, new summer entertainment details, hotel activities, food updates, and one of the biggest park hopper changes at Disneyland in years. Hey everyone, it's Julie from Main Street USA Studios, and there's actually a lot happening around the Disneyland Resort this week, so let's get right into it. The Coco ride construction over at DCA just took a huge step forward, and this area suddenly looks very different. The trees are now gone, the seating area next to Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta has been removed, and the entire section where the Pixar parade gates and those large backstage double doors used to be is now surrounded by a massive new Coco-themed construction wall. And of course, Disney also added colorful Coco artwork to the walls featuring Miguel and Dante, and honestly, this makes the project seem very more real. If you walk over here often, it's honestly pretty wild seeing that this empty. There used to be a pathway where parade floats would travel through those large backstage gates, and there were these big trees and seating and a lot more visual separation. And now it suddenly feels very wide open, no trees at all. What's especially interesting is that this really feels like one of the first major visible Disneyland Forward era transformations actually happening inside the parks. Even though the Coco attraction is being built within the existing DCA footprint using backstage space, this project was enabled by Disneyland Forward's new expansion flexibility and backstage redevelopment plans. And now that the walls are finally up and the area has been fully cleared out, this project feels very real. And this week, Disney dropped its summer announcements. While everybody's focused on the huge summer announcements, one of the best hidden little experiences in the park just came back to Tomorrowland. Pixar shorts are now playing again at the Tomorrowland Theater for summer of 2026. And after stopping in ourselves today, this ended up being one of the nicest breaks we had all day. It was very warm this weekend. And this is honestly one of those smaller additions that I think a lot of people are going to overlook because Disney dropped a lot of news in their summer announcements. There is this huge guide from Disney to everything happening this summer. It feels like Disney's packed with these limited time entertainment options. There's the new Mandalorian and Grogu mission, Bluey's Best Day Ever, Stitch's Dance Party returning to Tomorrowland, the new Disney dance parties at DCA, BDX Droids and Galaxy's Edge, and of course, Soarin' Across America is coming. But hidden near the bottom of Disney's summer guide was confirmation that the Tomorrowland Theater will once again be showing Pixar shorts beginning May 22nd. That was on Friday for a limited time. We were actually in the parks and stopped to check it out ourselves. The shorts playing right now are Luxo Jr., Smash and Grab, and Lou. Of course, Luxo Jr. is the classic Pixar short with the hopping desk lamp that basically became the symbol of Pixar. Smash and Grab we hadn't seen follows two robots trying to escape the routine they were built for. And in true Pixar short style, there is an emotional short called Lou, and this one was about a lost and found box creature helping teach a bully an important lesson. And honestly, our favorite part was just being back in that area waiting for the show. The whole walk back by Space Mountain and the Tomorrowland Theater feels very untouched and original Disneyland. It's kind of a blast from the past back there. The theater is sitting off to the right, the music, the futuristic Tomorrowland architecture. It feels very preserved compared to some other areas of the park. If you're not familiar with the history of this theater, before this, the building was housing Captain EO, starring Michael Jackson back in the 80s and 90s. Was one of the most iconic Tomorrowland experiences. The theater's also been home to Honey, I Shrunk the Audience, some Disney previews, and multiple different seasonal film experiences. We were just loving this for a summer edition. Not every family wants to spend all day running from ride to ride in the heat, and this ended up being a very nice break in the middle of the day. And there's no line. It's air conditioned, you get to sit down for a while. It's really enjoyable just watching the Pixar shorts. And speaking of the summer announcements that Disney dropped this week, one of the bigger additions now happening in Galaxy's Edge is the return of the BDX droids alongside the new Mandalorian and Grogu Smuggler's Run mission. If you haven't seen these before, they're basically these really advanced, free-roaming Star Wars animatronic droids that Disney has been testing for years. They walk around the two in little groups with incredibly realistic movements and personalities. Disney also launched a new limited-time experience at Savvy's workshop called the Youngling Saber Building Expo, a Lothcat crew experience. It's aimed specifically at kids between ages 3 and 9. So this is different from the normal Savvy's workshop experience, which is the premium, expensive lightsaber building ceremony that costs around $250. This new version is actually complimentary, although the lightsaber itself is not included. It sounds much more like an interactive play experience for the young kids. Maybe aren't ready for the full Savvy's workshop experience yet. Also new this summer is the Disney Friends Dance Party, now happening at the Disney Theater at DCA in the evenings. The Disney Junior Mickey Mouse Clubhouse live show is still running during the daytime, but in the evenings, the Disney and Friends Dance Party sounds a lot more interactive than the normal show. It'll have Disney characters a lot more than the morning show, and it'll be a lot more movement and dancing for the kids. And one of our favorite summer announcements was the return of a Walk in Walt's Footsteps tour. Disney says the updated tour returns August 14th and will once again include access to Walt Disney's private apartment above the Main Street Firehouse, which is super cool. Everybody loves this tour because Walt's apartment is really one of the most legendary locations in the entire park, and that might even stand for parks across the globe. Access is incredibly rare. The tour hasn't consistently included apartment access for years, so a lot of fans are really excited to see that returning. And Disney also said the tour will now begin in DCA, moving into Disneyland. Prices have not been officially announced yet, but historically the tour has been somewhere around $160 to $180, depending on the season. And finally, Disneyland Resort Hotel guests are getting a bunch of extra summer activities too. Pixar Place Hotel is adding Doug's Dance Party on Friday evenings on the rooftop lawn. Both Pixar Place and Disneyland Hotel will have outdoor movie nights. The hotels are also adding pool parties, bracelet making, drawing classes, and other little activities for overnight guests throughout the summer. Over in New Orleans Square, Royal Street Veranda just added a couple of new summer items. The first is the New Orleans Mint Julep Floats, which features mango sorbet topped with mint julep. They also added a new Cajun Caesar chicken po' boy sandwich. Honestly, the mint julep float sounds very summer. And a huge change coming to Disneyland happening June 9th. The 11 a.m. park hopper restriction is finally going away. We are very excited. Right now, park hopper guests will have to wait till 11 a.m. before switching parks, and that's the current state. But starting June 9th, once you enter your reserved starting park, you'll immediately be able to hop back and forth between Disneyland and DCA for the rest of the day. This is a very big change, especially for mornings. It feels very close to how park hopping used to be before the reservation era. We're very excited about this one. Enclosure and construction updates starting in Disneyland. We checked out Edelweiss Snacks this week and saw that all of the construction was completed. And our hunch last week that there was going to be some sort of additional dining location because of the new Edelweiss sign with the Coca-Cola bottles on it was totally wrong. It turns out there is a new sign with the Coca-Cola bottles featured prominently, but there's no new dining venue. There are just lots of tables to sit in a nice, beautiful place. We do love the building though. We love that this is just a place to sit, right by the water. We could always use more seating at Disneyland. And it's honestly just a pretty area of the park with the water and the cute buildings. And then Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters remains closed. The Little Green Men Store Command, which is the Buzz Lightyear shop, remains closed as well. No reopening date yet for Pirates. Blue Bayou is back open. We're very curious what this experience is like while Pirates is closed. Over in DCA, Inside Out Emotional Whirlwind is still closed with no reopening date. We saw some scrim up this week when we walked by. And Soy Symphony Swings is also under construction with no reopening date. And a quick heads up before we wrap up this week's news, we're actually going to be out of town during next week's news cycle, so next weekend's video will probably be a little different than normal.
Thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe for more.